That which is cosmic awareness is available. Please proceed.
This is January 17th, 2019. Will Berlinghoff, Voice of Awareness, Edie Farrell, Questioner and Energizer. Awareness, is there an opening message tonight?
That which is the opening message for tonight is a simple message. It is the message of patience, being patient to what is unfolding at this time. That while this awareness has stipulated that the roller coaster has reached the crest of the climb and is now plummeting down, it is also so that at first it feels as if not much is happening in terms of you have not hit the bottom of the descent and gone into the twists and the curls and the loop-de-loops, but you are starting to fall, and there is for many a sense of free fall, a sense that there is not stable ground beneath your feet. And yet, even though many have a feeling of not knowing exactly where they are in time and space, in the events that are unfolding, there is still that desire for many to see action happen, even while action is happening, even while the force of that which is gravity pulling the roller coaster down, pulling the life forward is occurring. It is still a interesting mental exercise for many that they sense or feel or think nothing is occurring because they are not seeing the results they wish, they expect. If you are one who is in this category, who is unhappy because they are not doing what you want them to do, this being perhaps Donald Trump and crew not arresting the evil perpetrators of the many crimes of deep state, that even so this may be the way of it for some. This awareness would still say, do not go there, for it is a frustrating place to be, and it is not that place of sacred neutrality this awareness speaks of. Instead, to find that place where whatever is happening is that which is underway, much of which you, the individual, may not be even aware of, and to know that it is all right for it to be so, is that which gives you a greater control of your personal life, and that is, after all, where it needs to be. You, in your personal journey, each of you, each individual, must understand that it is not the external events that are of the greatest importance, but the internal events of your life, the personal events of your life. And as you watch and observe and enjoy the ride, you can also look forward to a place within yourself, a time within your lifetime, where the events that are occurring are seen to be in such perfect harmony with the unfolding in your own consciousness of a greater understanding and appreciation of you in terms of the spiritual one you are, you in terms of a bigger picture that you are part of, that you have chosen to be part of, that all of this can come together for you. And therefore, even though the politics of your land and of this nation of the United States of America are of greatest importance, not only for America, but globally as well, still it is your own personal journey, your own personal life, that this awareness would ask you to stay focused upon, to remain in your centeredness of being. As you find this centeredness, you will find the greater stability, so that the events that are occurring around you, be they of the high political office or of the lowest of the nature of personal events that are challenging to you, still you will have a steadfastness, a centeredness, that will allow you to traverse the different angles and different slopes that you come into and down through. It is, after all, a journey of a lifetime, but it is your lifetime that matters the most. It is your life journey that is what you are here to experience. And if it is so that many are starting to come into a deeper appreciation and understanding of themselves, and that this better understanding of their own being, their own selves, your own selves, coalesces to that point of focus that allows you to break through, then you will have achieved one of your major life purposes. For you are here to evolve, you are here to break through the barriers that have so long defined humanity. These barriers are called many different things. It can indeed be translated down to one concept of that barrier that this awareness is often called the veil of forgetfulness. And how it is that as a spiritual being you have come into this arena to play the game of duality, of physicality, of third dimensionality, and not have memory even of who you really are and where you really come from. This has been very much part of the human condition for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, and Spirit itself has been in agreement to this, and therefore you as Spirit have known, if you will, always known, that when you come into this physical reality you would not remember yourselves as the spiritual beings you really are. Some have had a greater sense of this. Many have felt that they do not really belong here, that this is a strange land and that they are a stranger in this strange land. But as the door of consciousness has opened, as that force of the divine source has been starting to flow into this reality construct that has defined reality for so long, this, when the Ascension event happened in 2012, there has been a deep and profound shift. You are seeing it all around you, but how many are seeing it in their own personal lives, the place where it matters most? Luckily, this awareness can say that many of you are now starting to have extraordinary experiences that are defying reality as it was held once upon a time by many of you as individuals. This is indeed reference to the miracles and the magic that are available and that is occurring now for many. Strange physical events, events where there are manifestations occurring, events that seemingly should never have been able to occur in the first place are those events that are occurring in many of your lives. Many of you are now in the place where it could be said that you are at the upper fourth dimensional, lower fifth dimensional level. And this allows energies to flood into your life that previously could not flood in, because with that barrier up that has been conditional to the human experience, with this starting to collapse, with it being breached, new and wonderful experiences are starting to occur. This awareness has asked in the past for those who have had miraculous experiences, acts of synchronicity that are great and profound, to share this with others in the Rainbow Phoenix Forum. This awareness asks this again. For as you compare notes, so to speak, with one another, as you share your stories with one another, it will become obvious that something indeed is happening, not simply out there, but in here, inside of yourselves, in your own lifetime, in your own experience of life, that you will start to see that this is not a singular random event only occurring once in a while to you, but is an event horizon that is expanding continuously, and more are starting to have their own personal experiences, their own personal magic, their own personal miracles. A few months ago, this awareness spoke of entering a new country, a new landscape. It referred to it as you are not in Kansas any longer. And as this awareness said at that time, the first few steps, even the first few meters, yards, miles even into this new land will not necessarily show that you have entered a new state of being. Now you have advanced even further into this new state of consciousness, where, as said, experiences from a higher level, such as the upper fourth or lower fifth, are starting to come through, and you are starting to observe them. You are starting to see this to be so. Therefore now you are starting to recognize, many of you, that this is indeed a place you have never been before, and it is still uncommon to you, unfamiliar to you. Again, coming back to that which this awareness spoke of a moment ago, patience. Do you still have your patience to know that the unfolding is happening at its own timing and its own rate, and that as long as your purpose, intent, and drive is to continue on in your journey, the journey of a lifetime, that you will find that these events that are starting to occur become more familiar to you, less perplexing, less disquieting, and even anticipated with great imagination and desire. And as these new events of life begin to unfold more and more, you will understand how it is that you truly are of spirit, and that this is your journey, and that it will be reflected in the outside events that are occurring, because you have opened yourself to the internal connection of your own soul. And in that inner opening, you will find the deepest answers that you seek. Remember also that Spirit always walks with you. This awareness is always available to you as you work the magic from within to allow it to be the truth of your being and the truth of your life. That this awareness is complete its opening message at this time.